Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on our Rise and Shine program. It's your boy Troy Gill, and of course you know how we do it. We have a fitness professional, Chris Williams, who's going to be leading us into a workout this morning to get your heart pumping, get your blood flowing, get you ready to start your day. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, everybody, good morning. So we're at it again. Hope you have your dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, get a little bottle of water. Anything you could put in your hand so that we can get into this exercise this morning. So our legs are going to be wide. We're going to rock back and forth. Reach. Four, three, two, one, up. Four, three, two, one, pull. Four, three, two, bounce. Keep it low. 4, 3, 2, curl. 4, 3, 2, bounce again. You want to feel it in the legs. Hold it there, curl. Four, three, two, one. Dumbbells on your shoulders. Reach the leg. Out. Four, three, two, one. Push. Four, three, two, one. Up. Push. Four, three, two, alternate, let's go. Push. Up. Four, three, two, one. Back down, right here. Pull. Four, three, two, one. Bring your feet together. Hands down. So we're gonna fly up. So you're turning your hand like you're pouring out milk. Right here. Let's go. Up. Slow. Up. 3, 2. We're gonna go faster with a step. Push. Four, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna slow it down again. Up. Let's go. Stand tall. Right here. Right here. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1 with a step again, faster. Four, 3, 2, 1, punch it out. Twist, come on. To the roof. Back down. To the roof. Back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both dumbbells up, push forward. Push. 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 4, 3, 2, faster. Four, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take the dumbbells, place the dumbbells down, legs wide, and we're going to pulse again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Side to side. Reach the hands. Keep it going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Step. Four, 3, 2, 1. Wide again. Keep it going, come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step. Four, 3, 2, 1. Pick up your dumbbells. Turn right here. Dumbbells down. Going down. 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 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. Pulse. Bring it to the center. Pulse. Turn. Pulse. Four, 3, 2, 1. Hands up. Curl. Come on. Shoulders burning, biceps burning. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Four, 3, 2, 1. Up. Push. Push. Come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your dumbbells. Place your dumbbells down. So I want you to slow step. Bring the heart rate down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs wide, down, pull it in, stretch. So you want to straighten your legs, reach all the way through. Over to the right side. To the left side. Turn, reach down. Place your hands up. Next side. Down. Hands up. Down. Bring it back to the center. Roll. Fold your hands and roll. Back and forth. Now you're going to come up. Roll the back. 4, 3, 2. All the way up. Lean back on it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands across the chest. Next side. Reach. Reach. Now we're going to go up. And down. Up again. Up. Down. We're going to do a big one. Up. Reach up to the sky. Hold it on your toes. Deep breath. Bring it down hard. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you have a pleasant day.
All right, guys, so that was fitness professional Chris Williams leading us into a workout to get your heart pumping, get your blood flowing, get you ready to start your day. All right, guys, I just want to encourage you again, make sure that you're making healthy choices. Also, remember to stay hydrated. Thanks again for joining us, guys. See you again next time.
The Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation will be led by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and the Ministry of Finance by Minister Dennis Cornwall. The change took effect Monday, the 3rd of April. Dennis Cornwall, the Member of Parliament for St. Patrick East, will take over as the new Minister of Finance to work with his brother Michael Sylvester, who holds the post of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance. With Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell taking over the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, it's believed that several bottlenecks that are preventing the country from benefiting from millions of dollars in projects in the pipeline will be a thing of the past. This is the first ministerial switch by the ruling administration since their victory at the polls. Former opposition leader Tobias Clements spoke on the possibility that the Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, leading the Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, has a conflict of interest. But we have more in this report.
Speaking on the likelihood of Honorable Deacon Mitchell taking over the Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development and Dennis Cornwall taking over the Ministry of Finance is the former opposition leader Tobias Clement. The former leader of the opposition questioned the swiftness of this action. Clement wonders if there can be conflicts of interest.
Ministry of Finance is a very important ministry. I would not want to give it credence more than the others, but it is where it's like your heartbeat. That is where everything goes on. And so what I am a bit taken aback by is such quickness, though. I have seen Dr. Mitchell holds the reign of the Ministry of Finance, and I always say in my mind quietly, he only gives it up when the Ministry of Finance is in trouble. I hope that the Ministry of Finance now is not in trouble. If everything was hanky-dory and smooth sailing in there, maybe the Prime Minister now may not have given it up. But if the now Minister of Finance, which is Minister Cornwall, and PS are brothers, then I have to scratch my head on this one. I don't think there is anything in the law which states no, but then my question is, can conflict of interest rise there?
Clement advised the National Democratic Congress to use caution and attention when taking certain actions.
But then on the other hand, you could ask the question, is he now coming under too much of pressure? And so whatever happens in the country, whether he's the prime minister or not, the buck stops with him. And so the blame cannot be shifted. I do believe Mr. Cornwell probably have had time in the ministry before, but what can be a little bit troubling to me though is that if he is now the minister, I ask the question as I asked before, then who is the PS?
Also, Clement warned the public employees who will be paid every 2 weeks to take caution as this change may soon occur.
I know the Ministry of Finance may be or should be and will be coming under a lot of pressure to pay salary every fortnight. The verdict is still out on that.
In other news this evening, government will not extend the cap on freight relief. To reduce the impact of unprecedented freight increases due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the government had capped freight at the 2019 level on all goods imported into Grenada with effect from the 1st of October 2022 for 6 months. As a result of this relief measure, government gave up $5.4 million in revenue. Now that freight levels have normalized and are roughly back to the 2019 levels, government will not extend this relief measure, which expired last Friday, the 31st of March. The government has thanked the businesses who supported this policy and passed on the benefits from the lower freight costs to the final consumer. Several other cost relief measures, including the removal of VAT or value-added tax on 19 food and other essential items, and the $10 electricity subsidy remain in place, consistent with the government's commitment to tackling imported inflation adversely affecting food and energy costs for citizens. Bishop of the Catholic Diocese and Chairman of the Grenada Conference of Churches, Clyde Harvey, during a recent Good News Catholic program, indicated that the conference had met to discuss the Data Protection Bill, which was recently passed in Parliament. Bishop says that they have prepared a statement that reflects that a non-partisan and godly approach is needed whilst ventilating such an important issue.
The Conference of Churches in Grenada notes with keen interest the current discussion in and outside of Parliament on the proposal for data legislation. Many of our church members, as individuals and through a group, are involved in this discussion, and we urge them to always put God and country before partisan interests as we seek what is best for all. The CCG is aware that this legislation is proposed as required if we are to benefit from international financing. We see the current engagement by government, civil society groups, and individual citizens as an important sign of a healthy democracy as we continue to work towards the genuine transformation of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
The statement further encouraged individuals to seek the best possible outcome as discussions continue.
It should be the norm for all the major issues we face. We consider this moment to be very important in the evolution of our society as we continue to fulfill our nation's destiny to be a beacon for the small island societies of the Caribbean and the world. We strongly urge all concerned to stay the course in the current discussion so that the best interests of Grenada may be served for future generations. We pray that God guide us to the best possible outcome.
Although the Data Protection Bill was approved following much debate, Grenada's opposition party believes that greater consultation is needed with various stakeholders, including members of the religious community. According to Attorney-at-Law Jerry Edwin, Kelly Daniels, who was charged with the gruesome killing of a Guyanese national in 2022 and is scheduled to be sentenced on Tuesday, is not fit to go before the High Court. Edwin maintains Daniels was mentally challenged when he committed the crime, as we now hear.
Kelly Daniel is scheduled to be sentenced on Tuesday, but his attorney claims that he is not psychologically capable of doing so. Daniel's attorney, Jerry Edwin, claims that an application will be made since he is unfit to enter a plea. Edwin is requesting that the sentence for Tuesday to be cancelled.
The police discovered Mr. Morris's body in a garbage bag. His neck was severed, as were his legs, to fit the body into a bag. My client, Kelly Daniel, made implicating statements to the police as to his role in the gentleman's death. What we discovered is that Kelly Daniel was not corpus mentis. Kelly Daniel was a patient at the Mongay Psychiatric Center on more than one occasion. Our position before the court will be that he is unfit to be sentenced. In other words, Kelly Daniel did not have all of his mental faculties when he committed the murder.
Daniel, who lived in St. Andrews, was 27 years when the crime was committed. Early in 2022, he was accused of non-capital murder. According to Edwin, the High Court will hear other sentencing on Tuesday, including one for Randy John, who was accused of killing Queenette Johnson with intent to kill.
Kelly was not fit to plead in this case, therefore, he cannot be sentenced. There are many people with mental difficulties who you speak to them and they appear to be normal. That's the position we will take to the court tomorrow. There are other sentences scheduled. Randy John is scheduled to be sentenced by the court in the capital murder matter. That's the incident that occurred in La Femme. Mitch Phillip is also scheduled to be sentenced for the non-capital murder. That's the case involving his significant other in Victoria. And let me underscore, as I will continue to do so, we will file a vigorous appeal in the case of Mitch Phillip. And there's another matter involving a matter of a sexual nature.
Members of the business community situated along the coast, including the public, are being invited to participate in a series of consultations on tsunami readiness, evacuation, and warning strategies to minimize the impact of tsunamis in the event of a disaster. Troy Gill has more.
The National Disaster Management Agency, or NADMA, will be hosting a series of consultations with the general public as part of the Tsunami Ready project. NADMA official with responsibility for communities, Arthur Peer, spoke about the project and the purpose of the consultations.
For this particular year, during the course of this year, the project really would focus on the parish of St. George. All right, and the focus area would be from northwest St. George, like Happy Hill, right down to Point Salines. We have had one consultation already. We had a consultation at the Trade Center gazebo, where we invited a number of businesses and and they were presented with inundation maps, and they discussed some of the implications that the project can bring and some of the implications that may happen in case we do have a tsunami.
He also highlighted when and where the following consultations will be held.
We have a consultation in the town of St. George and in northwest St. George. The one in the town of St. George will be held on the 13th of April, and it will be held at the St. George's Anglican Senior School, affectionately known as Heinze, and that would start at 6 p.m. in the evening. The one at Northwest St. George will be held the following Thursday, on the 20th of April, at the Happy Hill Secondary School, and that too will start at 6 o'clock.
Attending these consultations is paramount, Peer says, especially those who will be most affected if such a hazard occurs.
What we can expect, persons, we do have a consultant, and he would come and he would present the inundation maps. We want persons, we are inviting the general public to come out, and that's for both consultations, to come out to get information as it relates to tsunami and what you can do to prevent a greater impact of the tsunami. We also would want to get to hear the public's take on evacuation routes. Now, if you do have a tsunami, the objective really and truly is to get to higher ground when the warning is sounded. But we want to be able to get to higher ground at the shortest route with quick possible time.
The consultations will aid in determining from the public the best possible routes one can take during an evacuation, he says, and the project will also be responsible for the setting up of signs and muster points where individuals can assemble after an evacuation. For MTV News, Troy Gill.
A young scientist has confirmed that the mongoose population, the vector for the deadly rabies virus, continues to increase and is therefore encouraging the use of technology to monitor the real-time movement and behavior of the species, even as Grenada moves more deeply into the 2023 dry season.
Research leader at the Salem Research Institute for Technology, Dwayne Mitchell, is calling on the authorities to invest in the necessary technology needed to monitor and observe the increasing mongoose population. Last year, Mitchell said they continued to observe a spike in the mongoose population with the use of certain mechanisms installed in various locations across the country, which was later confirmed by the Vector Control Department.
It is not just within the agriculture sector only, but it is within our wildlife sector and our marine sector and the whole biosecurity aspect of those, primarily the wildlife, for that of the productive nature. Because most of these so-called pests that we are plagued with, they were brought here for agricultural management system. And this is just one of those agents that is there, which we are seeing.
He highlighted the implications if effective monitoring and surveillance technology is not utilized.
The mongoose is just one of the factors that is there, and the implication to that of public health and safety is phenomenal. We cannot even put a dollar value to it as to the impact, the economic impact it's going to have on our if there is an escalation in that of the zoonotic disease, because rabies is not a virus that we play with. It's not something in the same fashion to that of COVID-19.
However, they continue to face the challenge of damage to their equipment that has been installed in various locations, and is calling on the public to desist from this practice.
So you have an outburst taking place, and with all of that we are faced with a major challenge with that of vandalism of our equipment that are out there, and persons are vandalizing and destroying those equipment, and those provide vital data to us as to what the migratory patterns are, what the breeding areas are, how they are interacting back with farmers, and primarily that of the livestock industry, because you have incidents where mongoose are interacting with our domesticated animals, which is maybe a dog or a cat. And then you have a transmission that is taking place now from these domestic animals' interaction with us as humans.
For MTV News, Troy Gill.
Young vocalists, musicians and bands are being provided with an opportunity to register with an entity that is endeavoring to shape the local music industry here in Grenada, including facilitating training and workshops for those who wish to enhance, develop and market themselves and their craft. We hear more on this from Troy Gill.
It is a wonderful Tuesday morning. It's April the 4th. Yeah, we into the week of Easter. I am Kishon Thomas filling in for Oslin Crosby for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. Much needed rest. Sometimes you have to rejuvenate and relax yourself. So I'll be in your company for the next couple of weeks, this week and next week and all of that good stuff. And then she'll be back with you in the chair. But all for now, I'm here. Yeah, whatever you're going to be doing this morning, if you're heading to work, well, we say good morning to you. And if it's your vacation, well, we hope you enjoy, do what you like to do best and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, the kids are away from school, they're home and so on. So you have to make sure that they, safe and sound if you're going to be venturing out to work, and ensure that they're home with somebody responsible. And remember it's Easter, so the little ones like to fly their kites this time around. So you want to make sure that if they're flying kites, then no power lines, you have to ensure that you fly your kites in open spaces. Yep, you hear a little bit more about that later on in the program. But nonetheless, we're here, and we're going to get straight into it. We want to know what the weather forecast is going to be for today. It's been a little bit heated these days, but we're going to join our friends down at the Met Office. Good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Tuesday the 4th of April, 2023, as recorded at the Mos Bishop International Airport. It is currently cloudy with winds coming from the east at 12 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1013.6 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 25.3 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 84%. Yesterday's maximum was 30.2 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 24.8 degrees Celsius. No rainfall was recorded over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains as a trace. Now for the public forecast for Grenada, Cayo, Crampton, Martinique, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, hazy, and windy, becoming fair at times with isolated morning and nighttime showers. Today's maximum will be 31 degrees Celsius and winds will be east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate with waves up to 7 feet in open waters, hence a small craft advisory is in effect. Low tide will be at 8:45 a.m. and high tide at 2:45 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:19 and sunrise tomorrow at 6:03. Just to repeat the public forecast for Grenada, Cayo, Crampton, Martinique, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, hazy, and windy, becoming fair at times with isolated morning and nighttime showers. And once again, a small craft advisory is in effect. From the forecast desk at the Mos Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great day.
All right, thank you very much. That was the public forecast for today. So you know what you got to do today. Yeah. A little later on, we'll show you some tips when it comes to heat. It's been a little bit heated lately. So we're going to share some tips with you to make sure that you stay hydrated. We don't want you to be going down on us now. It's Easter. We want to have fun for Easter. We don't want to be getting sick. All right, so today we're going to go and take in the word for today. Every day we have to make sure we give you a word for today. So we're going to take in the word for today.
Hi, my name is Johnny Calise. I am 7 and the word for today is greatness. Greatness is spelled G-R-E-A-T-N-E-S-S. Let your greatness blossom. Thank you very much.
All right, so that was your word for today. And the word for today was greatness. And that was Ronnie Calise, a student of the Grand Dance Academy. Yep, so the word for today is greatness. So you make sure to go out today and be great in whatever you're going to be doing. And now it's time for our emergency tip of the day. We always want to share those with you. So let's see what the emergency tip for today is. Today's emergency tip of the day is tips for extreme heat. Yep, and we've been experiencing the heat. So the tip for extreme heat, to beat the heat, you have to stay hydrated, drink lots of fluid. Yeah, so you got to drink lots of fluid in order to beat the heat. Stay cool, stay indoors if you can. Reduce, and that is to reduce time spent outside during peak hours from 12 to 2 p.m. Right, so stay cool, stay indoors if you can. Reduce time spent outside during peak hours, 12 to 2 p.m. And you wear loose, lightweight clothing. Yep, you wear loose, lightweight clothing if you want to be able to beat the heat. right? So that was your tips for extreme heat. Remember, we've been experiencing these extreme heat lately, so you want to make sure you stay hydrated, drink your water, whether cold, however you like it, and ensure that you consume all the fluids that you need to consume in order to beat the heat. That was your tip for the day. What we're going to do now, remember today we're going to be speaking to the Executive Manager of Loans and Credit Administration at Ariza, and they're going to be talking about the fortnightly or bi-monthly payment for government workers, which commences from the 15th of April. Yep, that is something new. We've been hearing it in the news and all of that. So it's going to be rolled out this month from the 15th. So yeah, 2 weeks of pay, that's going to be welcome news for some. You don't have to wait until the end of the month. So we're going to speak to the Ariza representative to see how they have been rolling out this new initiative that starts on the 15th. And also we have a representative of the Donnie McClurkin concert that takes place on Friday. They're going to bring us up to speed with their preparation and how that has been going. Yep, so if you're into gospel or you just want something different to do, Friday will be the day that you can go on down and enjoy the Donnie McClurkin concert. And also we're going to be speaking to the marketing manager for the National Lotteries Authority. They're going to be talking about their Multi-X game that's going to be launched tomorrow, Wednesday. It's been making the rounds, so you're going to hear exactly what the game will entail and how you can multiply your chances. That's going to be a little later on. So in the meantime, we take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be looking into, we have a big international news today. You know, Donald Trump is going to be making his court appearance today, so we're going to see what's taking place on that side of the woods, but we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back.
It's all about the glam with stylish new frames from Quartz Optical. Shop today for up to 50% off and pay nothing for 30 days. Book now at www.quartzoptical.com. Get the look you want at the price you need. Plus, at Quartz Optical, our eye exams are always free. So what are you waiting for? Come down and get glam with up to 50% off selected frames. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Boy, yo, they gonna fly with kite now. The wind picking up.
I'm coming. Karim, what you doing?
Fly my kite.
Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite near power lines, boy.
Why not? The wind good.
Because mommy say kite threads conduct electricity.
Yeah, kite. He's right. If your kite gets stuck in power lines, it can cause power outages, or even worse, it can get shocked.
Come, let's go and fly them in the pasture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Pump It Up is back. Co-op Bank's Pump It Up Family Fun Walk will be back with a bang in 2023. Get ready to hit the road again for more fun, more smiles, more laughter, and lots of prizes. Join us in Carriacou on Sunday, March 26th at 4 p.m. as we pump it up from the Harveyvale playing field to the Hillsborough playing field. Then on Sunday, April 23rd at 4 p.m., we will make our way to the Grenada National Stadium from Montrouge Playing Field. Register today at any of our retail banking units with a minimum contribution of $10 to secure your package while stocks last. All contributions collected will go directly to the fund for the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Come out in your numbers on the journey towards a healthy lifestyle and show your support for this worthy cause.
Welcome home. Rise and shine.
All right, welcome back. This is Rise and Shine for today, Tuesday, the 4th of April, 2023. Yep, I'm a host, Kishon Thomas. We have a lot in store for you this morning, but in the meantime, we have two little bits of information that we like to share. One is on the global international scene, and the other one is right here at home. So, first off, we know the excitement that is going to be buzzing today as it relates to Trump. Donald Trump is actually hours away from formal arrest in New York. That's according to the BBC. And in summary, they're saying that the dawn has broken in New York as Donald Trump prepares to face criminal charges in a historic court hearing. That's today. And it says he wakes up in the Trump Tower and will later make his way to the lower Manhattan as the first U.S. president to appear in court charged with a criminal offense. Yep, so a lot of things is going to be happening internationally today. New York police and security services are flooding the city with barricades erected around the Manhattan Court building. Yeah, we know Trump supporters, is probably going to be doing the most today. But nonetheless, we do hope that everything goes smoothly. We still don't know the exact charges he will face, but they relate to money paid to buy the silence of former porn star Stormy Daniels. He's expected to be accused of falsifying his business records by saying the payment was for legal fees. Trump, who is running for president again in 2024, has denounced the case against him as political prosecution. Yep, so we all know Trump is in the race for 2024 again, and by all indications, he's been leading in some of the polls. So, who knows what's going to happen today? We just got to wait and see. Of course, you have to ensure that you stick and stay, and should there be any eventualities, we'll be here to ensure that we keep you informed. Right, now here at home, we remember in 2022 October, this is what happened. There was a cap on freight. So we can tell you now that the government has set to reduce the impact of unprecedented freight increases due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The government capped freight at the 2020-19 level on all goods imported into Grenada, with effect from October 1st, 2022 for a period of 6 months. Yep, so that was last year. That was the previous administration. As a result of this relief measure, government gave up $5.4 million in revenue now that freight levels have normalized and are roughly back to the 2019 levels. The government says it will not extend the relief measures which expired last Friday, March 31st, 2023. So the cap has since expired and it will not be renewed. The government thanks the businesses who supported this policy and passed on the benefits from the lower freight costs to the final consumer. The public is reminded that several other cost relief measures, including the removal of VAT, value-added tax on 19 food and other essential items, and the 10% electricity subsidy remain in place, consistent with government's commitment to tackle imported inflation adversely affecting food and energy costs for citizens, right? So that cap on freight is no longer existing as of the 31st. It expired, so it will not be renewed. So you know how things go. This was only instituted during COVID time, to a little easement in terms of people's pocket and how much we pay for goods and services. But it's now 2 years since we've officially came out of COVID. COVID is still around, but it's now business back to normal, but we still have the rippling effect of COVID. These things don't just fly away just like that. It stays for a little while. So yeah, I know a lot of you have been complaining about, increase in food prices and all of that, and you have to pay more. But it's not just here at home, it's a global situation that we have to face. So you just have to know how to adjust and, you know, get used to it. So while we wait on our first guest, which is the Executive Manager of Loans and Credit Administration, that is Dana Francis Roberts from ARISA, they're going to be talking about the fortnightly or bi-monthly payment for government workers, which commences from the April 15th. And actually, this was one of the government's campaign promise that, of course, alongside with the pension payments and so on, that fortnightly payment will become a reality. So we have lived to see April 15th, 2023, that government workers, you know, will be receiving their fortnightly salary. Let's see how that will pan out. You know, probably a lot of you in the private sector is probably now saying, oh, well, maybe we should give that a try as well. But who knows what would happen? You have to look and see. Then we have a big concert that's coming up on Friday. That's the Donnie McClurkin concert, of course, and we'll be speaking to our representative a little later on as it relates to their preparations and so on for the concert come Friday. So those of you who are religiously inclined and you like to get yourself into the mood for some gospel, then Friday is just the place for you to go, I'm sure. There's tickets still available, so make sure you go out and get those. And in case you just want something different or a different environment, well, you could check Donnie out. If you know Donnie McClurkin, he is actually a gospel artist, very popular when it comes to gospel music. And of course, we have the National Lotteries Authority Marketing Manager who will be joining with us a little later on in the program to speak about the Multi-X game that will be launched tomorrow, Wednesday. It's a new addition to the fleet of games being offered by the NLA. So if you want to know how you can double your chances or triple your chances, well, you got to stay with us a little later on so you can get those details, and make sure you pay attention to the launch next week, Wednesday. Right? So there we have it, a little lineup for you for today. Well, we had our word for today earlier, and our word for today was Greatness by Jeroni Calise, a student of the Grand Dance Academy. So remember today, you got to ensure that you be great. It's either you be great or you exercise some level of greatness or you do something great, right? So that's the word for today. And remember, our health tip, our emergency tip for today was a tip for extreme heat. You got to make sure you stay hydrated. You make sure you wear light clothing. You can't cloak up too much. And you stay indoors as much as you can, especially those people who, you know, in the elderly bracket. If you suffer with asthma or other respiratory illnesses, you know it's dry on the outside and it could get very dusty. So you want to stay indoors as much as you can and to avoid those peak heat hours between 12 and 2, you know, when 12 o'clock strike. Well, these days, by the time 10, 11, it feels like 12. But nonetheless, during those peak hours, 12 and 2, you want to ensure that, you know, if you're in your little AC, well, you got to stay there. Don't use the AC too much because, you know, you don't want to have to be paying exorbitant electricity bills. But you can use a fan and make sure you drink lots of fluid. Right? So I think we have our first guest with us this morning, our representative from ARISA. Good morning to you.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique.
Okay, we want to get straight into it. I'm sure it's something that your company has been trying to put systems in place to ensure smooth flow and everything else. Fortnightly or bi-monthly payment for government workers will commence on the 15th. Tell us about that.
Okay, so in accordance with the government's policy change, ARISA remains committed.
Before you continue, you mind switching on your camera for me?
Okay, I am on my cell phone. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, so I would do so.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right, so you
could proceed. Okay, so with the impending change that the government would have initiated to change the payment system from monthly to bi-monthly, Ariza has basically honored that commitment, and we are in the process of changing our systems to accommodate our members. So our members at this point in time, they do not have to come into our office. They do not have to sign any new type of documentation. We would basically facilitate this change automatically. The payments, once they come into Ariza on a fortnightly basis, we would take our monthly commitments, divide it into half, and we're going to take that commitment and apply towards their loans on a monthly basis.
Okay, so basically, as a form of assisting the process, the employees don't have to think, well, you know, I have to wait until the end of the month to make my full payment, so it'll be done in half and half.
Half and half, 50-50. So when the first fortnight comes in, we would deduct half of the obligation, and when the second fortnight comes in, we would deduct the second half, and we would apply the month's payment at the end of the month. So the only thing that is changing really is when the payment comes in, but the application of the funds would happen at the end of the month.
Okay, and what about the communication process between Ariza and its customers that will now have to transition into this new fortnightly cycle? In terms of persons who would want to get information as to, like you said, there's no change in documents, it's going to be automatic. But to ensure that, you know, customers are kept in the know, what are some of the communication measures that are being used to ensure that, you know, your customers are well in the know?
Okay, well, of course, we would have posted on our social media platform and on our website to inform our members that, you know, the process is going to be an automatic one. And of course, we have communicated with the ministry, the PS, who would communicate to public servants in the relevant departments. Of course, our branches are open and we are available, not 24 hours, but from 8 to 3, to answer any of our members' questions or concerns. So we remain committed to ensure that all of our members are properly informed and updated as to this process. We are here to serve them.
Okay, any other internal measures that was taken as a follow-on to this new implementation come the 15th of April?
Well, of course, we are keeping constant consultation with our members and of course working very closely with the government of Grenada, in particular Mr. Mike Sylvester, to ensure that this process is a smooth transition, and we will continue to do so until this process has completed at the end of April.
Okay, so
but
now,
at least the first trials.
Okay, so now that this has been made known, have you been getting any sort of feedback from your customers as to whether or not it's something that they would agree to, although it is automatic? What sort of feedback are you getting from your customers, if any?
Most persons are quite open. I think they like the fact that they will be getting salaries on a fortnightly basis. And of course, you know, with fortnightly payments, it means more circulation into the economy. Therefore, you know that you don't have to wait until the end of the month to pay a bill. So of course, I would think that most persons would be happy that they would have constant flow of cash. So I think it is a welcomed one.
One of the other questions I'd like to ask you, in terms of assisting your customers, in terms of managing their cash, this is probably something new for a lot of, you know, government employees to receive their salaries every fortnightly. In terms of managing your money, because we have all, or most of us, have grown accustomed to being paid at the end of the month. So you would balance and prepare for month end. What sort of mechanisms that is in place to assist customers to manage their money now that they have a fortnightly cycle?
Well, of course, Ariza being a credit union, we are very concerned about that. And we have thought, I would say, ahead, and we have already started to perform outreach activities. We have written to a lot of our partner companies, the government being one of them. And we have commenced our outreach, and of course, financial literacy is one of them. Of course, to some of our members who we may think may have challenges, we offer counseling and so on. So we definitely have thought ahead of it, and we are working to ensure that our membership are well informed and well prepared for what is ahead.
All right. Any other additional information you'd like to share on this topic, or probably anything else that you think is of importance to your customers?
Okay, well, of course, I would like to say that we remain committed to ensuring that this process is a smooth and seamless one. Therefore, all of our members, we're always open. We have Grenville Branch, Carriacou, and our head office. So you can step in at any point in time, or on our social media platform, to ensure that you fully understand and grasp what is happening. As I said, we remain committed. Of course, now that I have the opportunity to, I would say to all persons who are not members, make sure you take advantage of an opportunity to become an ARISA member and to take advantage of all that we have to offer. We have really good deals on switch mortgages. We have an excellent product which is called a Flexi Credits. And for those of you who know, it has been increased from $15,000 to $25,000. This is an evergreen loan, and it is self-managed. You don't need to come into the office once you would have already taken an original limit. So there is so much more, but I do not want to take up too much of your time. So contact the office for more details, and we will get you where you need to go.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us, of course. And best of luck for your rollout come the 15th of April.
Thank you, and you have a great day. Take care.
Okay. All righty. That was Dana Francis Roberts. She is the Executive Manager of Loans and Credit Administration, speaking there as it relates to the rollout of the fortnightly or bi-monthly payments for government workers, which will commence on the 15th of April. Yep. That is 15th of April. It was a campaign promise by the administration as it relates to payments. That would include, pension would have passed, so that was another one. And of course, the docked salaries by teachers, that was another one. And now we have another one before us, which is the payments, fortnightly payments for government workers. Maybe, who knows, they may just have a trickling down effect on fortnightly payments for the private sector. We know places like hospitality and so on, or even construction, do fortnightly payments, but as it relates to other private sector entities, maybe, who knows, a trickling down effect of it all. And the fortnightly payments basically is geared at making sure or ensuring that there is, spending happening, boosting the economy and so on. It is of the opinion that once people have money fortnightly, then you increase people's spending, and of course, money will circulate in the economy. Much needed at this particular point in time, knowing exactly what's happening across the world. All right, so while we wait for our next guest, which will be a representative from the Donnie McClurkin concert team to discuss with us their plans and preparations, where they are, I can tell you that we have the pleasure, or the esteemed pleasure, of being able to interview Donnie himself on Thursday's edition of Rise and Shine. So if you can't make it, but you want to get a little virtual glimpse of the man himself, you'll have to tune in on Thursday so you can at least get to see him. It's not up close and personal, but we will bring him as close as we can. So in case you're looking for, you're not sure if you want to go and so on, yeah, you would get a chance to meet and chit-chat. You'll get a chance to hear from the team a little later on as to how things been going, where you can get your tickets and all of that, the expectations for the show, and all the good stuff that's happening. Yep, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, hopefully we have our second guest lineup, and then remember, we're going to be chatting to the marketing manager of the National Lotteries Authority to discuss Multi-X, which is going to be launched on Wednesday. We're taking a break. We'll be back.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Larry, I love the new home. Did you remember the tips we discussed?
As a matter of fact, they were very helpful. We always follow the manufacturer's guidelines, check for damaged cords, turn off electrical equipment before cleaning, and we never overload sockets.
And we always use a licensed electrician for electrical work and a certified technician for repairs.
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Rise and shine.
Welcome back. This is Rise and Shine. You're watching us live on MTV, of course. It is the 4th day of April. We are in the week of Easter. Who would have ever thought that Easter is upon us, right? So you know this Friday is Easter Friday and so on, Good Friday, then you have Saturday, you have Easter Sunday and Monday. So it's going to be a really long weekend. So we want to make sure that whatever you do, you keep on the safe side. We don't want to hear of any incidents on Tuesday. You know, if you're going out with your friends and family, you stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Drink and stay by the side of the road if you have to. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy yourself. Don't forget the true meaning of Easter. So, you know, if you have to go to your little church service and so on the weekend, feel free to do so. Of course, it's always good to reverence in the presence of the Lord, right? So, and this is just the right time for it. Remember, we're keeping our eye on the international scene over there in New York, of course, because Donald Trump is going to be heading to court today. So a lot is expected. You know, there's all kind of barricades and so on and flooded streets with police and so on because, of course, we have to ensure that things stay safe. You know how these things tend to go. Yep, and he's actually in the running again for 2024. Yeah, so we're going to go over to our next guest right now. They're going to be talking to Donnie McClurkin concert. We're going to hear all about it, where you can go, what is the expectations, etc., etc. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to MTV, and good morning to everyone that's listening wherever you are, any part of the world, whether you're on the social media page or you're on the TV. Good morning, or the radio, wherever you are, good morning to you. How are you today?
We're excellent, and it's a pleasure to have you this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to be in beautiful Grenada, the Spice Isle.
Excellent. No place better to be. So we want to chat a little bit about the concert coming up. Tell us when this concert is going to take place and who is going to be the headline and all of the good stuff that you can tell.
Okay, well, good morning, Grenada. And this is Country Cold Store is our main sponsor, our headline sponsor. They are going to be partnering with us to do the Donnie McClurkin live in Grenada. And that will be held on the 7th of April at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium. And one can get the tickets at most of the ticket outlets. If you are in St. George's, you can get your tickets right now at if you're in St. George's, you can get your ticket at Hedda at the Boutique. You can get your ticket at Gittins Pharmacy. You can get your ticket also at at Country Cold Store. in St. David's or St. David's Pharmacy. If you go to Country Cold Store right now, you'll get your ticket there. That's discount price. So run out to Country Cold Store and tell them you heard it on MTV, and they're gonna get a ticket at a discount price. Also, if you're in St. Andrews, you can get your ticket at from Ambika there at St. Andrews Pharmacy or the Gittins Pharmacy. If you are over in Sates, Calico Supermarket. If you are in Victoria, you're gonna get the Shies Bar. If you are in Guave, you can go at Calico Supermarket. So right around the country, there's tickets available right now at every ticket outlet, and you can go there, get your tickets. Okay, so if you have children at the age of 5 and under, the tickets, you don't have to pay. They come in at free, because we want this to be a family settings. If you have children at the age of 6 to 12, they pay $20, and they pay that at the door. If you have if anything above that, you pay $50, which is the regular price. But if you buy it from Country Cold Store, you get it at a discount price, because they are our sponsor.
All right, excellent.
Main sponsor,
okay.
Headline sponsor.
So I want you to tell us, in terms of the preparations for the event on the 7th, how has that been going, and what can people expect come on that day? Okay, so the preparation is going fine. We've been working hard and getting everything in place. Right now, the stage is being erected by Judah Sound System, and everything is going great with that. The stadium is being prepared. The artists, they are so some of the local acts that we have on there in likes of Edson Michel Diajamo, who's been converted to Christ lately, and he's on fire for God, and he's gonna be there. We also have Loxton Mitchell, who's gonna be there also. We also have Touch of Grace. We have Nicole Fletcher Newton. She's gonna be there from the Birch Grove New Testament Church of God. We also have Colin Roberts. He's gonna be there. We're gonna have Touch of Grace, and we're gonna have Spice Worship. These are the local acts that we're gonna have. Plus, we have a local choir that's gonna be singing together with Pastor Danny McClurkin on that night. We had auditions, and we selected a bunch of good local singers from around the country that's gonna be singing on that night together with Pastor Danny McClurkin. So you're in for a real treat. You're in for an anointed time in the presence of God. You're in for a great time, a great experience of worship, a great experience of people coming together in one place under one roof, really worshiping and serving the Almighty God. Okay, so I'm sure there are some people who probably they're familiar with Donnie McClurkin, and if you're not familiar, well, probably you're not from this generation, or So tell us exactly who is Donnie McClurkin, for people to understand that the artist that's going to be here, or the pastor that's going to be here, who is he? So that person could say, oh, well, I didn't even know that was Donnie. Who is Donnie McClurkin?
Okay, Donnie McClurkin is one of the world most, he's one of the, he don't like to call it great, but one of the greatest, I tell him all the time, he's one of the greatest male vocalists in terms of gospel music. He won most of the gospel artists that won most of the Grammy Awards. He won Grammy Awards, Stellar Awards, Dove Awards, BET Awards, NAACP Awards, and the likes of that can go on and on and on. But he comes all that to be less, because he's a child of God. He's a son of the Most High God. He's a servant of the Most High God. And he's not just a servant, he's a pastor that dedicates himself, and he's the motto is ministry means people. So he ministered to every person, whether you're big, small, young, or old, no matter where you are, he ministered. He went to the palace and meet the queen, but he also walked the subway, drive the subway, ride the subway, and meet with the persons that's there, that are, whether they're homeless or whoever, and talk to the very person on the street. And I have known him for the past 20 years, serving together with him in ministry. And he's a man of his word. He's a man that is anointed by God, and he literally hear, from God, and whatever he speaks and he preaches and he sings, he have to be inspired by God. And that's who Donnie McClurkin is. He's not just a singer, a famous singer, but he's a child of God. He's a man of God. He's a pastor. He's been pastoring the Perfecting Faith Church out in New York for the past 21 years. We just celebrated 21 years of pastoring there for him. That's in Freeport, New York. And, in our church, ministry means people. And we have a global ministry. That means we, minister to people around the world. We go in places, South Africa, Nigeria, wherever we go, Jamaica, Haiti. We go around the world preaching and bringing good news to people, bringing the gospel around this world. And we stream our services every Sunday around the world. And, it's just amazing. And and this is what Grenada is going to be getting a touch of the dynamic clocking, the anointing that is on him, not by himself, but through the power and presence of God. And this is what you're going to expect on that night. It's just, awesome time in the presence of God.
Okay, and I'd like to ask, what has been the response since the announcement of the concert? What has been the responses been like?
Well, we have a lot of positive response. Everybody is, a lot of people are excited about, having him back here after 10 years. And, people that missed the first concert, they're saying, well, I don't want to miss this one. And I want to be there, when, on that day. So, it's been positive. And, in likes of, we have a lot of the sponsors that's coming on board. And that, that says a lot because we have, Country Cold Store, we have Coca-Cola, we have Flow, we have, right here where I'm speaking, MTV, we have GBN, we have, most of the major radio station, We FM, Boss FM, we have Hope FM, Power of Worship Radio, we have, a whole Real FM, whole host of, persons that coming together and, saying, Lakwa, thank you, Lakwa. Lakwa Brothers, we thank you for your support, and we thank everyone that, really come out and support this event. And we believe that it's a time for Grenada where we're going to have, the start of a revival, because revival is breaking out around the country and around the world. And we believe that it's a time in Grenada that revival break out, where men, young women, children, whoever you are, can come out together and we can worship God under one heaven, right here, in one place, in one accord. So we can be together there, just worshiping God and giving God praise. That's what we expect to have on the 7th of April at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium.
Okay, I'm happy that you made mention of your corporate sponsors, because I was about to ask you, sometimes it's kind of very tedious or could be difficult when you're trying to get attention from corporate sponsors when it comes to religious activities, but you've seemed to have created a dent in getting the corporate sponsors involved. So I was about to ask you, what was the corporate relationship as it relates to the event?
Well, everybody been very favorable with us. We thank God for that. And we give God praise because, the Bible says that, you're going to be, going to go before great men. And, we thank God for the people and the corporate persons in Grenada that see fit to really come on board with us and, support this event.
All right. So I'm going to give you another final appeal for persons who may want to come out on the 7th, where they can go, the cost of the tickets, etc.
Okay, so if you want to get your tickets, go out now to Penn Motor. That's at Country Cold Store. Buy your tickets there, or go out to, if you're in St. George's, go out to Gittins Drug Care. Go out to Heather at the Boutique. Go out to, if you're in Grandins, Gittins Pharmacy there. And if you are in St. David's, go out to St. David's Pharmacy, get your tickets there. If you are in St. Andrews, go out to the St. Andrews Pharmacy and Gittins Healthcare. If you're in Sotez, go out to Calico Supermarket. If you are in Victoria, go to Shai's Bar. If you are in St. John's, that is Guab, you go to Calico Supermarket. And a host of the other churches and pastors that have tickets, Pastor Happy at the National Stadium, they have tickets there. And, any one of the pastors that we have around the country, we have Pastor Stanford Simon. We thank God for him and his cooperation. Together we are doing this, and we really thank God for everyone. So please get your tickets. Don't miss that event. It's going to be an awesome time in the presence of God. So when you come in, we're going to usher you in prayer. We're going to usher you in the presence of God. The psalmists, they're going to sing, and the maestros, they're going to play and play for the honor and glory of God on that night. and you're in for a real treat. You're in for a time of worship. It's not by might, it's not by power, but it's by the Spirit of God. And one thing I can guarantee you is that the Spirit of God is going to be there. Because the Bible says where 2 and 3 are gathered together in His name, He's going to be in the midst. And He's going to be in the midst just to bless. And we thank God that He's going to bless us on that night. We thank God for everyone that came on board with us, all our sponsors. We thank you, Coca-Cola, MTV, GBN, Hope FM, Real FM, We FM, 89.1 FM. We thank God for all, the power of worship radio that is, booming across the internet and broadcasting live and broadcasting here in Grenada. We thank God for all of you. And we give God praise and glory. And thank you for having us on this morning on MTV. We thank God for you for coming on board with us and helping us push this event and make it a success in Grenada.
All right. Well, we thank you for actually coming to join us. We also have Mr. Nigel Simon from Country Cold Store, who is the title sponsor for the concert. Mr. Simon, how are you doing? All right, so we seem to have lost him. Anyways, we want to say a very special thank you. Oh, there he is. How are you doing? Good morning, Mr. Simon. You hearing me?
He might have to unmute his. He might have to unmute his. We're not hearing you, Mr. Simon.
You're hearing me, Mr. Simon? I'm seeing you, but I just can't hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, excellent.
Okay, all right, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfectly. All right,
Okay,
so
my apologies for that.
so good morning to you, and it's a pleasure having you. You are the title sponsor for the upcoming concert. Tell us about Country Cold's involvement.
Yes, well, Country Cold, this was not a difficult decision to make, because the Country Cold has a history of, we've been in business for the past 50 years plus. And throughout the years, we have been through so much. The owner, the founder of Country Cold Store, he's a man of faith. He's a man of faith, and he, over the years, he has kept that business going along with his family through the act of applying that faith. So the Country Cold Store as a business has survived many events, as a matter of fact, many traumatic events throughout the history of Grenada. The revolution, the intervention, Hurricane Ivan, the recent pandemic. So, and the man of faith, that is the owner of the company, has believed that he has gotten through most of these events because of his faith and because of his belief in God. And he has passed that on to his family and to his friends and of course to his business. So it is only fitting that the company, through this success and through the reason for this success, is committed to sharing that success. And one of the ways that that success can be shared is through the support of events such as this. What is so important about events such as this is that it is not just for persons who are Christians going to church, but as Zephyrin says, this is also for persons who may be on the verge of making a decision. It's also for persons who want good, clean, uplifting music. And as a result, this was not a difficult decision for the Country Cold Store to make, and in terms of giving it support. And we are proud to be title sponsor and to be on board with Mr. McLeod and the whole family of promoters, and to invite and welcome Pastor Don McLeod here. And he's coming in very soon, and he'll be here on Friday. So as Zephyrin was saying, that we are a ticket outlet, and we encourage persons to visit the Country Cold Store up at Pedmeta, where you can get your tickets at, I believe, $5 less than the regular ticket outlet price. And enjoy the availability of it. And of course, if you have any issues with finding Country Cole, well, you can always call 440-3335. You can call for directions. You can call and someone can assist you in getting up there. We are open and willing to assist anyone who is interested in getting tickets from our outlet. But the long and short of it is that we are proud to be supporting, and these were some of the reasons why we did not hesitate as a company.
Can I just add something also?
Sure, you can.
Country Cole Store is really dear to our heart because my wife, in 1986, there was an event that was sponsored by Country Cole Store that was over in Grenville, and my wife got saved at that event. And because of that, her whole family got saved. Her sisters, her mother, her grandmother, her grandfather, all her siblings, all her relatives get to know Christ because of that event. So we are just paying it forward right now, and we want somebody to get that experience. We want somebody to maybe years after we are gone, they're gonna say, well, Zephyrin, Cherry and McLeod, and Adrian Charles, and Country Cole Store sponsor an event, and all the sponsors that are here with us sponsor an event where my life was changed forever, where my life was changed for good. So it's amazing what sponsoring an event like that could have, the effect that it could have, because it changes life, it changes family, it changes whole generation. Because now we have a generation of persons. My two daughters, they are saved, they know Christ, and that is just because of one of the sponsors, which is Country Cole Store, on a night where they were having a crusade. It was a Friday night, right in Grenville at the Victoria Park, and she came, I was there, and she got saved, and we thank God for Country Cole Store. And over the years, they have been, supporting gospel, and we really thank God for you, Country Cole Store. And this is one of the reasons why we didn't hesitate to figure out who's going to be our title sponsor. It had to be Country Cole Store because, they are really dear to our heart, and we thank God for them.
All right, gentlemen, we're quickly running out of time, but we want to say a very special thank you for taking the time out to come and chat with us this morning. And of course, all the best for the 7th. And I hope to see you there as well.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing you and everyone on the country and on the island of Grenada. Coming out, it's going to be an awesome time, an amazing time of worship and praise. Pastor Danny is, I guess you will see him when he comes in. He's coming actually tomorrow. He'll be touching down on the Spice Isle tomorrow, and you're going to hear from him and see him in person live right here in Grenada.
All right, thank you so much. All the best, and thank you for joining us this morning.
And thank you for having us. God bless you.
All right, so that was Zephyrin McLeod and Nigel Simon. Nigel Simon is the marketing manager for Country Cole, and Zephyrin McLeod is one of the persons responsible for the execution of the Donnie McClurkin concert that takes place on the 7th of April at the National Stadium. So make sure that you get your tickets and you get yourself involved into some spiritual upliftment at the stadium. All right? And now we're going to go into our final guest for the morning. It's been quite a busy morning, but nonetheless, we're here to share information where necessary with you. And with us this morning, we have the marketing manager for the National Lotteries Authority, Reese Sam. Good morning to you, Reese. You got to unmute your microphone for me.
There. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Keyshawn.
All right.
Good morning.
So,
how is it getting up so early and having to be?
That's okay. The early bird catches the worm, you know?
The early bird really catches the worm.
Yep.
Certainly true.
So tomorrow is going to be an exciting day for the NLA with the launch of its Multi-X game where people can triple up their chances to win. Tell us about that.
Yeah, they can not just triple, they can double, and they can also quintuple.
All right.
Their chances of winning. So yes, we're launching Multi-X on Wednesday. That's tomorrow, the 5th of April. We finally locked down that date. And customers would be able to, when you go to the store to ask for your favorite playway symbol or number, you are going to be asked, would you like to have Multi-X added to your bets? And that's basically the start of excitement, Because when you say yes to that, you have to now wager the same amount that you wagered on the Playway. So let's say, for example, if you had spent $10 on Blackboard for regular Playway, to have multi-X added to your bet, you must wager the same amount. That is another $10. And once that has happened, you get your tickets printed and you go and you wait for 2 sets of draws. The first draw is the draw for Playway, and that is what everyone is waiting on, whether you had multi-X added or not. You are waiting on that Playway draw. So once the results come out, and let's say it's a good day and you've won, so 13 got called, whatever number you played, it got called. You are now waiting for a second draw. The second draw is the multi-X draw. Inside that chamber, we have different balls that will be marked FP, 2X, 3X, 5X. And when that draw happens, you are now waiting to see what more or how much more you have benefited once you win with Playway. That draw is just to prove how much additional benefits you have. So let's say you've won and multi-X is drawn, and what comes up is FP. Now, the person who played, that's the example I gave, which is $10 on a symbol, and your symbol got drawn, you win $240. So those who played regular Playway, they get the $240 and that's it for them. They play again for another draw. But those who played, had multi-X added to their Playway, they not just only win $240, they, depending on what comes up in the multi-X draw, then they benefit more. So if FP comes up, which means free play, they get their $240 plus whatever it is that they had bet, that number that they won on, they get it back. Get it back in the form of a quick pick ticket. So the only difference is that you don't get to say, well, I would like to have 13 back for my quick pick ticket. No, quick pick doesn't work that way. The way quick pick works, the system generated for you. But what you do is that you get the value. So that $10 you spent on Playway and the $10 that you added to have multi-X added to your Playway bet, you get that back as a free play. So, you know, you feel like I haven't lost anything. I spent $20, I won $240, and I get back another play. So if you came to the store on redemption to play another $20, you can now do $40 because you get a free play of 20 and you came back to do your regular bet of 10 plus 10. Now, if 2X comes up, that $240 gets multiplied by 2. So instead of walking away with $240, you walk away with $480. If 3X gets drawn in the multi-X draw, you walk away with $720 instead of $240. And if 5X gets drawn, you walk away with $1,200 as opposed to $240. So it really is beneficial to have multi-X added to your bet type. Yes, you spend more, you spend double the amount. But once you win, you have additional benefits.
Okay.
And that's basically multi-X. It's not a new game. It's just an add-on feature that we've put to the Playway game because, you know, it was launched since 2011 and we've heard the cries. People find the $24 is not enough. They want 30, they want 60, they want 80, they want 1,000, they want thousands. You know, we've heard all the complaints, all the suggestions, and we thought, you know what, let us make the Playway game more exciting. It's actually our biggest game. It is our top selling game, and let us allow the customer to have more benefits, to get more returns. So this is basically what has happened here. We've added that feature for those of you who want to continue playing regular Playway. You can go ahead with that. For those of you who want to multiply your winnings by having multi-X added to it, feel free. It's a double wager. That's the two things that you need to remember. Whatever you spend on regular Playway, you have to match it for the multi-X to have multi-X added to your draw, to your bet. And the other thing is that you must win. So once you win with Playway, then the multi-X draw has more meaning for you because you're now waiting to find out how much more you have benefited, as opposed to if you play the regular Playway Once the draw comes out, you win, you collect your regular winnings, and it ends there for you. So, Keyshawn, that's really what Multi-X is. It's pretty simple. Once people get a grasp of it, we expect them to really gravitate towards it. We expect that the first day, the first week, the first month to have a reaction that is positive towards the product, and we're just looking forward to being able to redeem prizes and show off who are the people that are winning big with Playway. And I'm excited to find out who is the first agent that's going to sell a Multi-X ticket.
Okay.
And might I add, the way our system works, once the terminals are reopened after the evening draw tonight, from that time onwards, our customers can access Playway with Multi-X. So we don't even have to wait until Wednesday morning. They can start from right after the terminals have been reopened after the evening draw. We know that there are people who prefer to not go in lines, and they would, buy the numbers since the night before. That's quite fine. You'll be able to access Playway with Multi-X at that time.
Okay. So basically the launch is going to take the form of customers being able to go in on Wednesday and start making their Multi-X purchase.
Yes.
Right.
It's actually what one may term as a soft launch. It is not something where we have a big media frenzy and all of that. We have been doing the groundwork, trying to educate our customers about what's coming. We've put out the paraphernalia there so that they can have a quick reference towards it. But on the day of launch, it is as simple as going into your favorite outlet, and the cashiers there are the ones that are going to get a prompt to ask you if you want to have Multi-X added. For some people, it's going to be a learning moment for them right there, because no matter how much media you do, sometimes people are not reached. So for some people, it might be new, and there are those who have been waiting since we announced it in February. They have been waiting for that Multi-X add-on feature.
All right. And is there a max bet amount, or it's pretty much open to the customer how much money they want to spend? I know you mentioned that in the Multi-X you have 5X. Does it go beyond the 5X? Is there a 10 or a 15?
Okay, so to explain, that's two things there. When it comes to betting on Playway, you can bet as little as $1, and you can go as much as $10. What else? You can bet in increments of that. So you can bet in increments of $1, or $2, $3, $4, $5, all up to 10 in increments of 10. So the most you can bet on a number is $10. But you're allowed to say, like, if I buy a ticket, I might say, I want $100. I'm putting $100 towards Blackbird. What you would see on your ticket is 10 rows of $10 bets for 13. So you can bet as much as $10, but you can bet in increments of 10. So that right there is the max. But when it comes to the balls that are in the chamber, remember what you would have done to be able to have access to what comes out of the ball chamber. You would have doubled your wager. In other words, when you went to the store and you played Playway and you spent $10 towards Playway, and you're asked to, if you would like to have Multi-X added, you now have to wager an additional $10. So the amount you're spending becomes $20. So the same rule apply. You can bet as much as $10 to have Multi-X added. You add another $10. In terms of the balls in the chamber, there is no other balls. It is balls that are marked either FP, 2X, 3X, and 5X. That's it. So whatever comes up, that is what your winning gets multiplied by. So when you win, whatever is your winning, so for example, if you had bet $3 on Playway and you had Multi-X added, so you add another $3, which makes it $6. When the results come out for the Playway draw, if you win, normally you would win $72. But if when the Multi-X draw is conducted, 2x comes up, what you win is $144. If 3x comes up, what you win is $216. And if 5x comes up, what you win is $360. So that's a comparison there. You play regular playway, you win, you get $72 if you spend $3. You play multi-X, you spend $3 on playway, you spend $3 on multi-X, it's $6 now. When you win, if you win $72 plus whatever comes up in the multi-X chamber, in the multi-X draw chamber, your winning gets multiplied accordingly. So if 2x comes up, as I said, $144. If 3x comes up, $216. And if 5x comes up, it's $360. So that is basically what it is. Multi-X allows for 2 draws to happen. Regular playway, 1 draw. So customers who play regular playway, you're looking for 1 draw result. Customers who played playway with multi-X added, you're looking for 2 draws. The regular playway draw and the multi-X draw. And that's basically it. Multiply your winnings by adding multi-X to your playway bet.
Okay. And my final question to you before we wrap. This multi-X is just basically for playway only?
Yes, and that's for now. Because already I'm hearing the little mutterings because it's an add-on feature. Because it's an add-on feature, it can be added to any of the daily games. So maybe in the future you're going to hear that multi-X has been added to Daily Cash 4 now, or Daily Pick 3 now. So we're starting with Playway. That's why it's not another game. It's just an add-on feature, and that add-on feature can be added to any of the daily games. We are just starting with the Playway.
All right. All right, Reese, we want to say a very special thank you so much for explaining this multi-X so that person is going to experience from tomorrow, and all the best with the rollout.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you to MTV, always at our call. This is not the first time we are doing this, and I really appreciate that. So I just want to say a big thank you to the MTV family for allowing us to come and, you know, promote some of the things that we are doing at the NLA. And just to say to our customers, you know, everything that we do here, whatever lottery products that we sell, it is towards supporting you through our mandate of supporting sports culture and nation building. So the more you patronize is the more we are able to serve you. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And my apologies if I did not allow you to get your coffee this morning because you had to be up very early.
It's still filled. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was the marketing manager at the National Lotteries Authority, Reese Sam, giving us an insight on their new add-on feature of multi-X that will be added to the Playway game from tomorrow. So if you're a Playway player, then of course there's another added feature that you would be able to indulge in and double your chances to win. That's all the time that we have for you for today, Tuesday, the 4th of April. We will do this again on Thursday. Yes, I'll be in the chair sitting in for Oslin Crosby. Yeah, she's taking a little break. Yeah, she probably honeymooning or vacationing somewhere, but I hope she get all the rest that she can have. So for now, we like to say on behalf of our technical team and our sponsors, of course, I'm Kishon Thomas saying goodbye until Thursday.
It's all about the glam with stylish new frames from Quartz Optical. Shop today for up to 50% off and pay nothing for 30 days. Book now at www.quartzoptical.com. Get the look you want at the price you need. Plus, at Quartz Optical, our eye exams are always free. So what are you waiting for? Come down and get glam with up to 50% off selected frames. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Boy, yo, they gonna fly with kite now. The wind picking up.
I'm coming. Karim, what you doing?
Fly my kite.
Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite near power lines, boy.
Why not the wind good?
Because mommy say kite threads conduct electricity.
Yeah, kite. He's right. If your kite gets stuck in power lines, it can cause power outages, or even worse, it can get shocked.
Come, let's go and fly them in the pasture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Pump It Up is back. Co-op Bank's Pump It Up Family Fun Walk will be back with a bang in 2023. Get ready to hit the road again for more fun, more smiles, more laughter, and lots of prizes. Join us in Carriacou on Sunday, March 26th at 4 p.m. as we pump it up from the Harveyvale playing field to the Hillsborough playing field. Then on Sunday, April 23rd at 4 p.m., we will make our way to the Grenada National Stadium from Montrouge playing field. Register today at any of our retail banking units with a minimum contribution of $10 to secure your package while stocks last. All contributions collected will go directly to the fund for the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Come out in your numbers on the journey towards a healthy lifestyle and show your support for this worthy cause.